Hey everybody, and welcome to Between Two, well I guess we're calling them Between Two Mini Couches now. I'm here with the winner of our May Mobility and Mindfulness Challenge, Jen.
Thank you.
Yay! So you completed everything all 30 days.
Oh yeah, I actually did 31. I was then disgusted that I couldn't put in my 31st day. Yeah.
Okay, well I'm sorry for discussing you,
not.
but well done. So first of all, how did you manage to do it every single day?
So it became kind of part of my routine before I went to bed. And that was crucial to actually build it into the day. So in the evening, before I went upstairs, I'd try and do the mobility piece. And then I would do, I used to do the gratitude either lying in bed just thinking about the day, or sometimes if I had a rough day at work on the way home in the Lewis to sort of give me a little bit of energy towards the evening.
Yeah.
And then I do the meditation just before I went to sleep. I found it helped improve my sleep.
Okay, so you did the meditation in bed, like you lay down and said, right, 5 minutes quiet time.
Yeah.
Just to remind everybody, the 3 things were 5 minutes of mobility, 5 minutes of quiet time, and 3 things you're grateful for.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about the bad day grateful routines.
So
that sounds
I had a shit night, quite honestly. I ended up, I think about the 30th of April coming down with a head cold that pretty much flattened me for 2 weeks. And then after that, I ended up getting an infection, a skin infection that I had to go on really strong antibiotics. Again, flattened me for another week. So I don't think I'd have survived May if I hadn't been doing the gratitude things. So on the particular days when I was feeling crap, writing down 3 things, it was just really, it just made you stop and think, you know, how lucky we are to have great family, friends, great gym to come to.
Were they your 3 things?
Not every day. but it was those things, and then, you know, the weather wasn't great, and when you get a little bit of sunshine, you get a bit of heat on your face, those type of things. I mean, it was really random things that you sort of, you know, there was there was a little bit of a theme, you know, concentrating on one type of thing each day. And yeah, when I look back, family was one day, friendship was another, having a good job, all that sort of stuff sort of came out each in different days. Yeah.
Cool. And then so it seems like that like put a full stop to your work day and allowed you to be present for your family and friends in the evening.
Yeah, I mean, particularly if it's been a stressful day, and that's always something I am mindful of. If you bring your bad work day home, it makes it a bad evening for everybody.
Okay. Have you done that in the past?
I have. It's been a discussion point with the mums outside the creche when we're picking up. We sort of say you almost have to be godlike when you leave everything behind, because it does follow you, and the kids pick up on the emotion, particularly when they're much smaller. But yeah, it does. If you lose the rag, kind of descends into chaos for the evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me, did you do mindfulness before the challenge or anything
I
like
had
that?
done little bits of it, and I've done yoga in the past, and I've always loved the bit at the end where you do a little bit of meditation, but never with any sort of routine. And actually, got my 9-year-old has sort of taken it up as well. He quite liked the idea of doing it before he goes to bed. He found it kind of calmed down his head. He's thinking about a lot of things before he goes to sleep.
So tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I had one day I had told him about, you guys had recommended Headspace, and I had done the free trial throughout, and then I signed up for it because I was using it quite a bit. So I told him, I was telling him about it one day, and I said, I'll download it to your iPod. And he got upset actually there and then, because he thought I had already installed it. So I just walked him through one of the meditations that I had done recently, and he said, he came down the next morning and said he'd had a great night's sleep, and he felt really relaxed, and he wanted to do it again the next night. So he's been doing it a little bit over the last while, which has been great, because he's a little bit more of an anxious child than my older son. He thinks about things a lot, and particularly when he goes to bed. So I think it'll be useful for him to have that skill. Yeah.
So that kind of answers the question of how has it benefited you. Any other benefits you'd like to share with us?
No, I have to say, it sparked a bit of debate and work around the gratitude piece, the stopping and thinking about the things that are going well rather than everything that's going wrong. That that really is quite powerful, and I hadn't expected that to be as powerful as it was. So I love stretching. I like stretching. I have good mobility, but I enjoy the challenging myself on that. And I had done a bit of meditation in the past, but I had never really done that element. The funniest was one of the days during May, myself and Dad went for a rather disappointing trip to Newcastle to watch the rugby. And
why was that disappointing?
Because of the defeat and the performance on the day, more importantly.
Yeah.
But I had done the meditation, or I had done the gratitude and the meditation, or I had planned to do the meditation, but the mobility was the thing I ended up doing in Newcastle Airport before I got home.
Awesome.
So yeah, I tried to fit it in. I tried to hold to it and fit it in every day.
That's dedication. And I'm guessing, were you grateful for Leinster that day? Like for all the memories they've given you?
No, the biggest thing I was grateful that day, I love going on rugby trips with my dad, and we've been doing it now for about 17 years on and off. So yeah, I love that time. You get a whole day together.
Taking stock of that.
Yeah, definitely.
And did you decide your routine before you started the challenge, or did it just sort of fall into that routine?
It fell into that, okay. And yeah, I mean, and that's, I suppose I mainly come at 7 o'clock class here, and things that I build in that fit in around the busyness of the day tend to work. So I kind of, once I had established it 3 or 4 days at that time, it was just easier to do it. Even on days when, like at the weekend, when it wouldn't necessarily be the constraint, it just sort of, it was the thing I did in the evening. So yeah.
Excellent. What have you kept going?
Do you know, you would ask me about doing this, and I'm going to make an effort. I didn't keep
bullied.
Yeah. I didn't keep the gratitude thing going, and while I mightn't necessarily always write it down, it has sort of come back to me. Actually, it is really good for the positivity piece. I really enjoy the meditation piece, and particularly if I'm having trouble sleeping or something like that, it's something I would use. But the gratitude piece is really interesting way to take stock and just sort of shift the way you're thinking in a very short period of time.
And can you think of, as far as you can, any recent example where things have been rough, or you've been faced with a problem and you thought of gratitude and it's changed your mood?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the work example is there has been some really busy, challenging days, and that literally sitting down on the Lewis, getting a seat on the Lewis, I'm grateful for that.
One.
Yeah, but sitting down and thinking about the other things that have happened in the day, maybe the relationships that you've built with people in work that have helped make it less difficult today, or something like that. I'm really doing the hard sell on my job at the moment.
Yeah.
But
are you recruiting?
No, not quite. But really that was huge for me, and yeah, actually we might be copying the idea. We might do something like that in work, just to kind of bring that element of thought into to spread it wider within work, because there was when I was telling a couple of people about it, they thought it was a great idea.
That's excellent. And then finally, have you any final advice you'd give to people if they were thinking of getting into a more mental self-care routine?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I guess the learnings for me were with my son, and probably a conversation I'd have never had if I hadn't been going through that, and just even talking to your children about when they're going to sleep. I know lots of people, things run through their head when they're lying in bed thinking, I never really even had that conversation with my son, so it would be something I would be watching now. I guess that for me as a parent was a big learning, and then the impact of better sleep on to better outlook, better day generally is huge. So I'm a firm believer in quality of sleep, but it really did, if you put it into practice, it does improve your sleep.
Quite the virtuous cycle then.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I'm grateful for you being here and sharing your story. We're grateful for everyone who's watching, and we're grateful for any likes and comments too as well. Thanks everyone.